Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. This is episode 7, and in the last episode, we finished working on the slime farm, and right before that, we finished making this automatic quad smooth stone furnace that you see right here. I guess quad smooth stone furnace? I guess that's the proper way to say it. So we created this, and this gave me a lot more smooth stone than I needed. So you can see all the leftover blocks that I never even used to make my layers for my farm. And speaking of layers, that is always so fun to watch, and it looks like it's a little bit laggy today, so I have to keep my eye on that. But yeah, as you recall, we placed in all the layers for the farm. Now, I had a bit of an issue, as you may recall. I was only getting spawns on the surface level, so the top level, which means I technically wasn't getting any cave spawns. So I was asking all the technical players what may be going on. So apparently, when it comes to our perimeter lighting and all that fun stuff, that goes 4 chunks out and that way, 4 chunks that way, 4 chunks that way, and 4 chunks that way, and everything all in between that, just to make sure we get the most efficient spawn rates in this one chunk. So, with all that being said, I wasn't getting cave spawns, I was only getting surface spawns, so I wanted to test a theory. And that theory was, well, if I'm getting surface spawns, why don't I just make this a surface spawning slime farm? So that is what I turned this into. So we are only going with the bottom layer because you may also recall, during the last episode, while we were working on placing in the snow golems, we were getting a ton of spawns down below. Now, for some reason, they aren't spawning. Not quite sure why, but yeah, this thing has been very productive. So yeah, basically I ripped out all 9 levels, and I'm only sticking with this right here. In between episodes, I did AFK this farm with its current form for a couple hours or so, and these are my results right here. So I actually did have 4 layers or 4 rows, but I already placed this row in my shop to sell. And because I do have a little bit more slime, I did decide to sell a whole stack for a diamond. So yeah, I figured that one out. But as you can tell, we got a decent amount of slime from this surface spawning farm right here. And of course, if we do look around, I haven't finished it just yet, but you can see I have been doing lighting on the surface. So yeah, call me lazy, but lighting the surface is a whole lot easier than trying to find every cave within a 4-chunk perimeter, lighting it all up, and everything like that. So again, that is why I'm sticking with the surface spawning mechanics. And again, you saw last episode the results we got from that as we were actually making the farm. I mean, we saw a ton of slime while I was trying to place in snow golems. So yeah, we really can't argue with those results. So I would say at this point in time, this farm is being pretty productive. In between episodes, I also had inspiration for the village. So if we take a look here, you can see I did a little bit of decorating. We have a road coming in that's made out of cobblestone, andesite, and gravel. So I started laying down infrastructure for my city, well, I guess my little town village. We have a street that's going to go down that way. The street is going to end here. We do have wooden sidewalks and also trapdoors that go in this pattern, which allows us to place in lanterns like this. And I also gave the butcher shop a little bit of decoration, a little bit of green, because standing back, looking at everything, this definitely needed some green. And of course, we are going to place in more buildings. So I also had an idea for a bakery that would house a cocoa bean farm, possibly a wheat farm, a melon farm, and it sounded like it may have been too big of a building to make, so I may separate it later on down the road. And as you can tell, I have a bunch of thoughts that I want to do to this place. So going back to the village, I want to talk about the theme. So we built this butcher shop here, so it kind of has, a little bit of advance in technology. It's, more than a little wooden shack or anything like that. So I try to keep that in mind when designing the roads and everything like that. So I didn't want it to be a super high-tech city where, they have asphalt and cars and slab sidewalks. What I wanted to do was kind of take it up, like I said, from a village to like a little town. So they kind of advanced in technology. I mean, they have brick buildings, but let's say, they don't necessarily have asphalt or concrete and stuff like that, and never mind the stone slabs. But yeah, just trying to get an overall feel and theme for this place. That's why I chose to go with wooden sidewalks. We went with this gravel, cobblestone type of road. So, you know, they've advanced, the people of this town, they have advanced past dirt roads, but they are not all the way there yet. So, you know, they got to cobblestone, and then we have these here. So that's kind of the idea and the theme I wanted to do for this town. So yeah, like I said, lots of inspiration hit me yesterday. Now, I know I've been rambling on quite a bit for the start of this episode, but like I said, I just was super inspired and I wanted to share my vision for the little town that we are going to make over in my base area. But I promise you, we do have a project we're going to work on, and it is here in the shopping area. So you may notice, if you're watching all the other members, or if you've just seen it in my videos as I pass by, but everyone is starting to build all of their big shops, and I just have my little booth here. Now, in the last episode, I did mention as Tiz Tom kind of lags by. Yeah, he's kind of... So, as I mentioned in the last episode, I do have my foundation for my permanent shop right here next to Tiz Tom's glass shop. Now, I do have to do a little bit more terraforming around this, but what I want to do this episode is actually get this all built up. So, yeah, we are definitely getting some lag. I saw it kind of jump there. So, what I want to call this place is FoxMart, and it's kind of like an upgrade from the little booth that we have there. So yeah, this is going to be FoxMart, and I already have a palette that I want to use for this, so you can see, well, it's nighttime. You'll see it when it becomes daytime. But we are going to use bricks, we are going to use terracotta, and then some spruce, and then we are going to mix up some white in there for a sign, and then for the floor, I'm thinking of using some sandstone and red sandstone for tiles. So let me go ahead and... Oh, that RV is new up there. Limited stock, totally free range, not dodgy stake, cheap stakes, 1 diamond per 50, truck may vanish if the police are spotted in the area. Okay, I'm not quite sure who made this one. It doesn't look like there's anything inside. Does anyone know who made this? So it looks like they're selling steaks, and they have quite a bit. So someone has been busy farming cows, but that's totally okay. We have made a good... lag. Okay. Well, that could have been worse. Yeah, so we have been selling steaks, but again, like I said, we are opening FoxMart, and FoxMart is going to have a whole variety of items. So at the moment, we only have potions and steaks, slime, and scaffolding. But yeah, FoxMart is going to have a whole lot more than that. Now that it's daytime, I can kind of show you this a little bit better. So again, I am using brick for the foundation. I'm also going with terracotta for the walls. Now, originally, I wanted to use my sandstone for the walls, but yeah, it's kind of being used. Sandstone is kind of being used throughout the area already. So terracotta, I think, looks good with the bricks, and then I'm going to give this a red and white awning using carpets instead of the full-on wool blocks. So I kind of have a good idea of what I want to do for this. And then up top, what we're going to do is we're going to come up 2 blocks like this. And man, this lag is something else today. And then we come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then bring this part up right here. And in this spot, let's go ahead and remove that. I want to have a sign. Now, I saw that Daphne made this right here, this little 7-Eleven logo, which I think she's calling it Truly 7 here, yeah. But yeah, that's so cool. So what I was thinking we could do up here, and if we take a step back, oh yeah, that's definitely going to stick out, especially being right down the center and on top of the hill. But right up there, we are going to have banners going across that are going to say FoxMart. Now, I've never made banners that actually make letters, so this will be very interesting to do. So I may save that for last. But yeah, this is what the layout is going to look like. And then we're going to have our roof that's going to be spruce coming across, and then it's kind of going to angle down right there. So I'll go ahead and build up the storefront, and then you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. That was actually pretty simple to make. I thought I was going to need a lot more ink than I thought I did, but then again, the loom, I had a loom over here, there it is, the loom definitely helps out with minimizing your resources. So, for example, had to look all of these up. So to make this top part right here, you would need to place 3 ink across the top, but if we come over to the loom, we can actually place in 1 ink, and then we can just select that right there. So, I mean, we saved ink pretty much for the whole thing, so I'm kind of left over with a stack of ink that's just going to sit there. I'm sure I'll find some use for it later. But yeah, we got the FoxMart sign done. Now the X, I'm not really loving that X, but then again, we really don't have a choice. And what I think we're going to do is leave this here until the very end, until we're done with everything, because I don't want to place FoxMart up and then have Foxy move in like he did to Slack in Season 0 or something like that. So we're going to kind of keep it on the DL of whose place this is. But yeah, that is the FoxMart sign all done. Alright, the storefront is finished, and I also finished the whole shell of the shop. So what we have here are quartz stairs, and that way, because I do have glowstone behind it, once we place the banners right there to say FoxMart, the glowstone is going to illuminate just a little bit from behind it, and it's going to make our sign pop. So it's kind of like a lit up sign that we have for our shop. And then I went ahead and stuck with the theme of using the red and white wool, except here we use carpet, and then we do have the string right here. I chose to use white glass panes just to kind of go with that. And you will also notice that I removed the brick and I opted to use the loom block because I recently watched Green's build hacks for 1.14, and yeah, I was kind of inspired by that, so I decided to swap out the bricks for looms. And yeah, that actually looks pretty good, and in my opinion, I feel like it goes better with the terracotta than the brick does. Now let's go ahead and take a step back before someone decides to sleep. I do want to show off what I mean. Where did that zombie come from? I want to show off what I mean. So if we take a look right up there, because we do have glowstone behind the stairs, you can see it is lit up a little bit. So I think that will be very cool once we have our banners up, and then we'll have FoxMart that is illuminated up top. So let's step back. So as soon as we walk into the shopping area, yeah, you can see right across the middle, it kind of has that glow to it. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. And oh man, I am super excited about this build. So again, the roof is done. We have a shell. Now all we need to do is start working on the inside of the shop. What I want to do next before we get into decorating the inside is place in a little redstone door. It isn't going to be anything too fancy, just something where we step on the pressure plate and the door is going to slide back. And I'm thinking of having some pressure plates. Well, we need the pressure plates to open the door, but down below also having some note blocks. So once we step on the pressure plate, the door is going to open, and then we are going to get a little sound that goes beep boop or something like that. You know, when you walk into a store, you get like a little chime, you go to the gas station or something like that. And then, of course, once we walk out, we're going to step on our pressure plate. We're going to get our little beep boop once again, and then we can make our way out. So we do need this to be a little more secure. Everyone has, Blue Jay has a creeper on top of his shop. It's wide open. I think Liara's shop is wide open too. And I know Daphne has been having a ton of zombies inside her shop. I think they're all trying to get to her villager in there. But yeah, she's been having some issues, and I believe she just put, yeah, I can see the oak doors. She just put some doors on today, and we do need to do a little bit more lighting. But again, we are going to put a sliding door to go into our store. I think it'll be kind of fancy. And then, you know, of course, it is redstone. So I think they need to go right here. And what I wanted to do, of course, is use white glass. And I hope I brought it. Yep. Okay. Then white glass there. So this is a very simple setup. And we do this. Little redstone dust on top. And we are going to have to dig out a little bit below. But all we're going to do is get a redstone torch and place it right there. So that is going to extend. So all we do is add our pressure plates. And then once we step onto it, it's going to activate redstone below, shut off this redstone torch, and then it's going to open up like that. And then, of course, once the pressure plate pops back up, it's going to close the door right behind us. Alrighty, I got the notes all figured out finally. It took me a couple minutes, but I got it pretty close to the notes that I want it to be. So let's go ahead and try it out. So I was talking. I don't know if you could hear that, but this door is going to be closed. We step on our pressure plate. We have that. The door is going to open, and then we can walk into the shop. Again, this is a very simple redstone setup. We have a pressure plate that's going to activate the redstone, and that is going to invert this torch, which is going to open the door, and at the same time, it is going to activate our note blocks there. So all we need to do now is place another pressure plate on this side, and we have ourselves a working door. Just like that, and we leave. That's going to close behind us, and of course, once we walk into the store, we are going to be greeted by that. So, yeah, I thought that was a fun little feature. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Now, what I want to do next is start placing in the floor, and of course, we still need to remove these 2 bricks and place in looms, and I think, yeah, I had done that already. So let's go ahead and get rid of these real fast. And to hide the loom, we are facing it in this direction, so that way all we see are the sides from all the different angles, and then like that. And this part we are going to close off because we don't want redstone showing. But for the floor, what I'm thinking is using red sandstone and sandstone as a tile. So I think I made this in a creative world, and it looked really good to me. It kind of just goes with the whole theme that we're going here. It looks, I don't know, just very warm. And what we're going to do after that is actually place, and we may have to do some lighting underneath. We're going to place lanterns on the ceiling, and of course that has its own little orange color to it as well. So yeah, this is what the floor is going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll be right back. So I just watched this chicken walk in, and that totally reminded me that if the chicken can walk across a pressure plate and open the door, then a creeper, zombie, or anything else can also step on a pressure plate and open the door. So I totally forgot about that until just right now. So we do have a chicken inside FoxMart. So I'm trying to remember. I'm going to have to check the Wikipedia, but I believe there was a pressure plate that they could stand on, but then they couldn't open. And really chicken, you're just gonna go lay an egg right inside my shop like that? And I just looked it up. Unfortunately, there isn't a pressure plate that can only detect the player, so that is unfortunate. So what I'll have to do, once we get to landscaping the outside, because of course we're not gonna leave it like this, we'll have to set up some sort of perimeter that keeps this fairly safe, because I don't want to add a button or anything like that. That'll kind of just complicate things, and plus that kind of takes the convenience out of the convenience store. Let's go ahead and end that right now. Like I was saying, that takes the convenience out of the convenience store. Now what we need to do is hide the redstone. So looms this way, and then blocks like that. And this is going to be closed off. That's going to be closed off. And then this is going to be closed off like this. And I guess we should have brought it out one more. Now this window is going to be blocked. But maybe we can leave it like that. I mean, I'm okay with that. Now, what I didn't think about, I don't have anything inside. Yeah, there's no space inside where anything can spawn. Yeah, so I think we're good as far as that. We can go ahead and place the terracotta back. So there we go. We have an entrance to the store. Very nice. Now, what we're going to do is continue the trim and bring this all the way around. And that was terrible placement. So I'm just going to use spruce stairs for the trim. And then we're going to line up the top like this. And I probably don't have enough, I don't think. Actually, I might. Like this. Bring this around. There we go. So yeah, this is looking really cool. And what I'm thinking right here is we can place in some sort of counter for a cashier. So I may have to try to grab a villager from somewhere, and kind of like we did in Season 0, we are going to place a villager inside here. Now, my only concern about that is for my stock, I want to place them in barrels, but if we have a barrel nearby, I think that will turn the villager into a fisherman. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look at what Daphne has here, because I know she has barrels inside. Yep, barrels. And nope, I guess it doesn't change into a fisherman. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how all the village stuff works. I haven't honestly looked into any of that stuff yet. I know the other members have been playing around with villagers like Foxy and Groova, Prowl, and all of them. They've been playing around with the villagers. I haven't really played with any of that. I've been playing more with the Redstone side of things. So yeah, this is looking really good. Now all we need to do is place in the lanterns, and then we have our ceiling lighting. There we go, the lanterns are in place, and like I said, I feel like it really blends in with our theme that we have going here because it does have that orange and that yellow, so that goes with the terracotta, our loom, and our red sandstone and sandstone slabs. So yeah, this place is looking really good. So I also added one right here because it was a little bit dark, and to be on the safe side, I do have torches underneath the slabs to give us more light, and again, having a loom for that sort of mat that you walk through or walk on when you come inside the store. We have our door with its little chime, and then I went ahead and placed a lantern on the outside right there. So let's go ahead and take a step back once again, and I guess I don't know where I was going when I did that. But yeah, that looks good. So you can see the lights on the inside. This place is definitely in business. Of course, we do need to place inventory inside, but I mean, as far as it looks, this is like a completed building. All we need to do is move all of our stuff in. And I'm thinking it looks a little bare. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, okay, I didn't take off. I feel like I need to place something above the door. Yeah, okay, we're just going to stand right down here and look at it. I mean, let's see. Actually, I want to look at it from a higher up view. I guess that works, because I feel like anything else that we may add would be too busy. So yeah, I think that actually works perfectly. Yeah, I like the way this turned out. Okay, I went ahead and placed in the counter, and this is where our future villager is going to go, our future cashier, and this is the space that we're left with. Now what I need to do is try to figure out where we're going to place the barrels that we want to sell stuff. So for sure, I do want to have barrels right here against the storefront. And what I'm thinking is we can do this like a real store and have different sections. So as far as expansion goes, another reason why I chose this spot, not only is it central, but I'm pretty sure no one is going to be building back here behind me. And you can tell this is a very easy design. So all I would need to do is knock out this back wall, add in some more looms, some more terracotta, some more ceiling, some more flooring, and there we go, we have an expanded store. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about that, because like I said, I do want to sell a variety of things, a lot more than what we're selling. So like I said, what we can do is have like a food section. This can be like the potion aisle, building blocks aisle, and slime aisle, things like that. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Now what I need to figure out for the moment is how to make little aisles or shelving units. So I'm thinking this is how I'm going to do my shelving for now, because I don't even think I have that many items to sell to even fill all of this up. But I think this is a good start, and that way I can just get a sign, which I thought I had on me, but apparently not. That way we can get signs, and then we can label this food, building blocks, and so on and so forth. And of course, as we expand the store, we will have multiple aisles. So I probably need to place in a couple more. So if I space this out correctly, I didn't even space that out right. So I try to leave some space in between the aisles as well. So about a 2-block gap, just so it doesn't look too cluttered. So we can still see a little gap going into the aisles, and then I'm only keeping it 2 wide. That way we still have a 3 wide walking space, and maybe I can do something here, like if something is on sale, that'd be cool. And then, let's see, that'd be 2. And I guess we can have some sort of shelving unit over here in the corner or something like that. But yeah, I like the way this turned out. So I think the last thing to do now, besides placing in our inventory, is to actually place up our banners. Let's go ahead and place in the banners, MART, FoxMart. Alright, so the sun is also going down, so we can also see it light up. Now let's go ahead and head to the entrance of the shopping area to see what it looks like. Yeah, that is looking really cool. So people are going to come through the nether portal, and oh man. Oh, what? So apparently it's just out of range for people to see it. And I guess we can use that as a marketing tactic. So first of all, they'll see a brand new shop dead center, and they'll be like, oh, what's that? And then they step forward and bam, FoxMart, bam. So I guess that works, and I think it gives the other shops a run for their money. So yeah, I mean, we now have our permanent shop, and I am super happy with the way this turned out. And yeah, you can just see it has that little glow to it because we do have the glowstone behind the stair blocks there. And I just love the way it kind of changes the environment when we're inside. So because we are in a taiga, it's a little bit more cold looking. And then we step inside FoxMart, and of course we are going to be greeted by our little chime right there. And then bam, it just feels very warm. And yeah, I really love it. So now the only thing left to do is to fill up all the aisles with our stuff. But I'm going to do that in between episodes because this episode is going to come to an end. We built FoxMart, and yeah, we have our permanent shop. I'm super excited about that. We can go ahead and tear this one down. But yeah, again, a really productive episode. So with that being said, everyone, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.